Seville Smith's sister joined Governor Walker and others in condemning the violence that unfolded in her neighborhood. It was her recommendation that protesters take that violence elsewhere that has some people pretty upset.
Burning down ain't gonna help nothing. Don't burn it down. We need in our community. Take that to the suburbs. Burn that.
Kevin Jackson is a Fox News contributor and executive director of blacksphere.net. Eric Guster is an attorney and political commentator. Good to have both you guys here. Kevin, I'll start with you. In this particular situation, you had a black officer who clearly felt under threat, and there happens to be body camera evidence, video, of Mr. Seville's weapon to show exactly the kind of threat he was facing. That doesn't seem to matter to the Black Lives Matter folks, however. They are using this incident to protest something they believe is far larger.
Yeah, the idea is that the black community is being targeted by blacks. It's been a systematic issue for decades and so on and so forth, when in fact it's really not true. It's anecdotal, and you do recognize that there can be some bad police officers, but for the most part, many of the things that are plaguing the black community have nothing to do with police, and they have to do with the liberal policies that have led to the type of criminality that occurs in the black community.
Such as?
In this particular case, well, the fact that you have a lot of people that have been rounded into these areas that we shouldn't even know what a black neighborhood is. That shouldn't even be a term we use in America, but we know what it means. Mm-hmm. It means bad schools. It means businesses that are not owned by blacks. It means businesses that are not going, companies are not going to relocate there to do business there.
So, Kevin, it sounds like this is a socioeconomic problem. It's not a racial problem.
Absolutely. Absolutely, it's a socioeconomic problem.
Eric, I look at some of these statistics. I mean, 73% of African-American babies born to unmarried mothers. Unemployment for African-Americans double, basically, what it is for whites. And you look at the poverty rate, which among African-Americans is more than triple. So as much as we want to blame race in this situation, or some, I should say, perhaps the Black Lives Matter movement wants to blame race, it seems to me that this is about more than that. It's about policies that have set this community back.
Well, it's about policies in Milwaukee that, for example, Governor Scott Walker, he shut down the light rail proposal that would allow people from the inner city to go and get jobs in the suburbs. Milwaukee is a tale of two cities where you have the people with and the people without. And many of those people without are stuck in a situation where they have failing schools, they have
so why
limited
not go out
jobs,
and change it?
And that's why they're trying, their voices aren't being heard.
Okay, so why not go out and change it? Why take to the streets? Why loot? Why destroy businesses? Why destroy your own community? Why not call for change among your lawmakers?
They have called for change. They asked the Department of Justice to come in a couple of years ago based upon a shooting, and they did not do that. Just like we saw in the Ferguson report, just like we saw in the Baltimore report, these police,
so let me ask you this: why is the solution now?
They have policies that go against certain segments of the population.
So you're gonna torch police cars. And by the way, we got these reports tonight. Journalists are being chased down by these thugs. Two separate reports. One BuzzFeed journalist who goes out and covers protests, who said, "I got to get out of here. This place just isn't safe."
Now, Trish, let me be clear.
Hey,
I'm not supporting going out burning up cars and doing all that. I'm not supporting that at all. But some of when people are unheard, when they're being ignored, they feel they have no
nonsense.
voice, and that's the way that they're acting.
Hey, Trish.
Yes,
hey, Trish.
Kevin.
Trish, this is a very simple question. Look, in the majority of these cases we're talking about, if the person that was approached by police had simply surrendered and gotten it handled at the precinct, we wouldn't be talking about any of these cases. But Eric isn't talking about that. The Black Lives Matter movement isn't talking about somebody. This particular kid wouldn't have been shot had he just obeyed the law, gotten out of the car, done what he needed to do. He'd be alive. So
it seems to me there's got to be a better way. I got to leave it there, gentlemen. Thank you so much. Coming up, a local imam is fatally ambushed on the streets of New York City, and Donald Trump is blamed. There's a surprising twist.